Welcome back to Tendencies. I am your host, Jay Suave.
And I am Jreese.
And ladies and gentlemen, the NFL season, week one, has officially ended. And I'll say this, it is so glad to be back. If you weren't a Panthers fan, I hate my life. I literally hate this team. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. Why?
This episode.
I'm starting off like this, bro. No. I'm so sick, bro. Like, I don't understand, bro. Fighting demons all Sunday. This is supposed to be the Lord's Day, and I'm watching my team get 40, 50 balled, bro. It was a massacre, bro.
Opening
I'm tired
play,
of putting...
opening play on offense. Bryce Young threw an interception to the defense. Bro threw a dot to the other team.
Bro, we got eliminated from playoff contention as soon as that happened, bro. Oh, my God. But literally, bro, I'm tired of putting expectations on the team and we never deliver. Like, we saw Bryce Young in the preseason. We saw him at camp. Looking fire, looking good. All right. We get to the first game. I'm hyped. I'm up. I'm hyped. Pick. Oh, my God. Literally flashbacks from last year, bro.
I'm over here working. I look at my phone when I get off for that first game, bro. I'm like trying to see what the scores are. I just see 40 points from the Saints. I'm like, what is happening, bro?
Bro, we made Derek Carr look good. Derek Carr.
It's 2024 is crazy.
Making Derek Carr look good, and he's... Oh my God, I just can't even explain it, bro. Like how? Like why? And the thing is, our other two quarterbacks to play for this franchise went insane their first week. Baker Mayfield, 23 for like 29, 257 yards, 4 tutties, and a win. Sam Darnold, 2 touchdown passes. I don't even know how much he had, honestly. But I know he had a good game too, because the Giants only scored 6 and friggin' Minnesota had 28, bro. We're the problem. We are the
Cursed franchise.
Bro, we're not a cursed franchise. Cursed. We just suck.
Yep. It happens when you're cursed, brother. You know who else sucks, bro? We're going to go back over to college football. Because Colorado sucks. Okay.
Bro, we all could have told you that.
Big surprise. But, like, we knew this last week. You know, we saw the cracks in week one. Even though they did squeak out a win against North Dakota State. We were like, it's not going to last. That offensive line was getting cooked that first game. And this game, they got cooked even worse. Like, Shador was out there fighting for his life, bro. That defense was Swiss cheese against North Dakota State. Against Patrick Mahomes' clone, of course he was going to get freaking cooked again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the same thing, the same issues we saw on week one were amplified in week two. And it's just it's a sad way to go out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just sad to see because, like, you know they work on it in practice, but you also don't have the same guys that these Big Ten teams have. And, like, Jordan Seaton, their true freshman from IMG, he's, like, if you go look at all the clips, he's the only one blocking, like, at least somebody. Mm-hmm. But all 4 other linemen, it's just like, y'all are running into each other. Y'all are running into Shador, which is even worse. Like, I just don't understand. We saw that against North Dakota State. And it's like, bro, like, y'all got to make a statement or something, bro. Something got to change from last year. And nothing's going to change. And the thing is, Shador's still going to look good, obviously. But whenever you're losing 28-6, 28-10, that ain't going to work, bro. And it's going to kill everyone's stock.
You know what they need on that offensive line? Them big old white men with a capital H.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Them big country. They need a Robert Keller on that team.
No, hey, for real. They need them
Speaking of your boy, let's talk about that North Texas versus FSA game. Because we was at it. We was there.
Most definitely, bro. My boy Robert Keller. We gonna have to have him on the pod one day. But my boy Robert Keller plays for the University of SFA. Stephen F. Austin, yeah. Mm-hmm. He plays for SFA. And they came to Denton just Saturday to come play us. I was out there tailgating before. Me and Rob were talking mess to each other all week. He called me whenever he got to the hotel. he was like, "Y'all suck." I was like, "Y'all finna get 50 ball by Jalen Morris," and it just kind of kept going on like that. But solid game to go to. We left at halftime because everyone was tired, but UNT ended up pulling out the dub, 35-20. Jalen Morris went crazy. The running backs went crazy too, bro. It was just a solid game. There were like 3 injuries whenever we left, though.
Yeah, and like when we were
So
at halftime, it was like a back and forth game. Then we saw the third quarter on TV. We ain't see the third quarter at the game, obviously, because we left at half. But the quarter is when UNT really started to pull away from SFA and ran away with that lead. Because right before we
yeah,
left,
bro.
we saw that deep bomb for the defensive pass interference right before that half. We
Yeah.
knew it was happening. The ball was underthrown, came back to the receiver. Everybody knows underthrown ball is a wide receiver's best friend because you're getting that call
Nah,
every
for
single
real,
time.
bro. You're getting that call every single time.
And they were able to punch in a win through a nasty, mean dot in between, in tight coverage on a wheel route in the back of the end zone right before we left halftime. So we saw things started to get moving for that UNT offense, and obviously they were able to pull it out in the end, which is great for us because we go to UNT, so we get to see the after effects on campus of what happens when UNT wins those games.
Nah, for real. One of my boys works at LSA. If you're not from Denton, it's a burger spot over here. And Chandler Morris walked in, ordered a beer, and he's like, and my boy's like, "Can I see your ID?" And he's just looking at it. He's like, "You wouldn't happen to be our quarterback, are you?" And he's just like, "Yeah, I'm our quarterback." And I've literally found that story so funny, bro. It's just like this dude is literally a D1 athlete. Used to play at TCU, Highland Park legend right there.
But let's go ahead and move back over to the NFL because I know your boy struggled. You know what I'm saying? And like struggle is a gracious term.
Struggle is up, brother.
But hey,
Struggle
my
is up.
boys, Philly, we're back, baby. Come on now, Saquon Barkley 3 tuds in his Philadelphia Eagles debut, the most tying the touchdown record for most in a debut from an Eagle since Terrell Owens in 2004. And you know what Terrell Owens did in 2004? You know what happened that season when Terrell Owens came to Philly? He won the Super Bowl. I mean, not we didn't win the Super Bowl. We went to the Super Bowl. This year, we're gonna win the Super Bowl. Saquon Barkley, difference maker. Love. People are already saying he's the favorite to win Offensive Player of the Year. I don't know about that yet. I see it. I can see the vision. I see their vision, but I wouldn't say it yet. You know what I'm saying? I still think it's way too early to put that out there. But the only thing I had, like, real issue I had with that game, because I think the defense played really well. Obviously, you gave up some big plays, but it's the Packers. The Packers always thrive on those big plays. And with those field conditions, a lot of those big plays happen on slips. You saw C.J. Gardner-Johnson playing really flat-footed on a cover 3 drop, and then he goes in for the tackle, slips, and then Jaden Reed gets that deep touchdown. But my real biggest issue with the game, because the offense looked really good, except for Jalen Hurts' decision making. Like, I don't know what it was, but that just didn't seem very Jalen Hurts like out there, because Jalen Hurts normally isn't out there trying to play hero ball. That looked a lot like Carson Wentz. I'm not gonna lie, because Jalen Hurts was out there for his first pass of the game, threw it into triple coverage. I didn't see what he was seeing at all because Devontae Smith was running the seam, and it was like a really close coverage with the linebacker there. Or I think it was the slot DB there. The safety was over the top, and the other safety, Xavier McKinney, was coming across the middle. And Xavier McKinney ultimately got that interception. So that was just a bad decision in the first place. That's how we started off the game. Later, when we were trying to put the game away, go up by 14. We were up by 7 at this time. We could have went up by 10, made it a 2-point possession game. It was third down. And then Jalen Hurts rolling out to the right, threw it cross-body into the middle of the field to A.J. Brown. And Lawrence going to tell you he slipped. I don't think it mattered that he slipped because it was still triple coverage. Even if he didn't trip. And they said that Jair Alexander was out of his zone playing just the wrong coverage. It doesn't matter. Like, Jalen Hurts, you have eyes. You see there are 3 people right there. Like, I know, it's like you can make that throw, Jalen Hurts. I know I've seen you make it before. But that's not something you want to risk at that moment when you have the lead and you're driving down the field and you can get points here to make it a 2-possession game. Like, those are like decisions that Jalen Hurts normally doesn't make. So I was surprised he made those decisions. But aside from those, I think we looked really good. We started off sloppy. But like I said, the defense looked really well. Kellen Moore, I love you. I love seeing your offense. It's such a refreshing taste in my mouth after having a year of Brian Johnson, this is just so much better. It's like going from a beat down Cadillac to a brand new Lamborghini. You know what I'm saying? Just perfect. Love it.
Yeah. Honestly, I can't say that I said that I saw too much different from the offense, but I think just Green Bay didn't take advantage of their opportunities. Y'all turned the ball over early. They just couldn't get a grasp of the game. But I mean, more importantly, y'all had so many long drives. I'm pretty sure three of y'all's drives were more than 5 minutes of possession. And y'all's last drive was more than 7 minutes. And obviously, the Packers are missing way too many tackles. They just got a new defensive coordinator under, I think, Jeff Halfley. I mean, Joe Barry wasn't any better, but like, it just wasn't a good showing for them defensively. I know how many points did y'all put up? Like 34.
I think it was 34.
But yeah, bro. I mean, I think besides the turnovers, Hurts 20 of 34, like 278 yards. I think he still honestly played bad. I mean, like you can stat watch, and I know some people will stat watch and be like, "Oh my god, this doesn't look too bad," but then you're gonna stat watch and see two picks and be like, "Oh well, yeah, it wasn't a good game for Hurts." I don't think he plays like that again though. But again, it is week one. We saw a lot of penalties this game. 17 total, 10 on Green Bay, 7 on Philly. Really didn't help Green Bay at all. And even Matt LaFleur said it. You just got beat. Red area was a huge problem. You got to fix the little things, you know.
Hmm.
So, but that's just me, bro.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about another debut real quick, unless you have some.
I was gonna say just because what's it called? Because like you're like what's it called? I watched all the Philadelphia Eagles games last year, so like I know how that offense looked. And by offense, I mean like it didn't look much different from like probably your perspective, but the motion and like the way we were able to create plays and space for our wide receivers and just like to open up the run game and everything like that was so much better than it was last year. Last year, I don't even think we had that many single back formations last year. I mean, like, under center formations for Jalen Hurts. Most of it was out of the gun. Now we got to see Jalen Hurts under center. The worst thing that we saw was Jalen Hurts trying to keep those balls on those read ops. That wasn't obviously going anywhere. But Devontae Smith, if you look at his the last game we played of the season last year, and you look at his this game this year, you look at the first game this year, you see the route charts, the routes that he ran in these games. There's so much more motion, more routes in the middle of the field. When you look back at Brian Johnson, all the routes were out routes, curls, comebacks, hitches on the outside of the field with one route going down the middle of the field. Like just opening up the offense so you could use more of the field, because when you go, Brian Johnson really just killed the team, keeping every receiver on their half of the field, not letting them go across or nothing like that. So I just like from that aspect, it just looks so much better. Like obviously we had those missed opportunities with the turnovers, because 3 turnovers is not ideal at all. But just I thought it was a great showcase from the offense overall wise. I think Jalen Hurts, aside from those 2 interceptions and the read up, I'm not gonna say he had a good game, but he had a pretty okay game. I won't say bad, but I won't argue with you if you like that's what you saw. Like he didn't play good. I'll say that he did not play good at all. So, what's it called?
Yeah.
But that offense, I don't think it's. I think it's drastically different and drastically better than it was last year.
Yeah. And I'll tell you this, like, to force 3 turnovers against the offense like y'all's, stat sheets will literally tell you that's a 90% win ratio for Green Bay. So whenever you only get 9 points off 3 turnovers, that's a Packer thing, you know? So like 3 turnovers, you should win the game if you get those.
Shout out.
I'm not with you. Nah, for real, bro. It was a good debut by him. We knew he'd change that defense around.
Not shout out to Avonte Maddox though. Not him.
Oh my god, he was cooked.
Cooked.
He was cooked first drive, bro. And let's not forget about Jaden Reed juking C.J. Gardner-Johnson out of his shoes.
I said that about earlier,
oh
bro.
my god.
It was the field. He slipped.
Nah, bro. Nah. He got juked, bro. But another guy's debut I want to talk about, Caleb Williams. Bro did not look polished at all. I know we saw him in the preseason. We are like, okay, that's like crazy. But I'm starting to think preseason just means nothing, bro. Nothing at all. But however, the Bears defense looked amazing. 14 points off turnovers and 24 unanswered points. I mean, Jonathan Owens taking it to the grave. You got Will Levis sitting there like this.
Bro, that's the best thing to come out of week one out of every game that was played. That was just
Bro,
so
we're
funny.
gonna we're gonna have that meme for years, bro.
Bro, that's like we're gonna see that every week for the next for the whole season. Just that's gonna be on every meme page. They're gonna use that as a reaction.
Nah,
Like,
for real.
I honestly
But
don't even know what Will
John,
Levis was looking at or was trying to do in that moment. Why would he throw that ball?
I
It
mean,
was, it was underhand too. It was just like a horrible decision all around. And then bro didn't get up for the tackle. Bro was just there in disbelief. Like this is your decisions. You made the sandwich, bro. Like go get up and make a tackle.
yeah, bro. But anyway, Jonathan Owens took it to the crib. Athlete family right there. W family. But one other guy I did want to touch on here, Josh Allen. I really like during the first half of this game. I was like, Buffalo is so cooked. Like it really might be over. Like
Hmm.
this era. This man came back at half and said, "Screw it, I'll do it myself," and put the gauntlet on. And this man went out there, threw 2 touchdowns, got a comeback. They won 34-28 against the Cardinals. I was thinking K1 was looking fire until the second half, too. It's like they just completely switched. And also had 39 rushing yards and 2 scores on the ground. And low-key, if he can keep this up on a team like this, bro, we might be seeing some
MVP.
MVP talk
Okay.
for
Hey,
Josh
I'm not gonna
Allen.
lie,
I ain't
bro.
gonna lie.
I had that in my notes too. I had Josh Allen. Like his weapons aren't what they used to be, obviously. But you know what he still showed you? That brother is elite. That brother is
He's
him.
elite,
All
bro.
right.
And
But like
he can
that's
have this team win.
but like my title of that section of my notes, it's not even about the Bills. It's about the Cardinals. I said Jonathan Gannon did Jonathan Gannon things. Up 17-3. He had the lead. Bro could not adjust to Josh Allen, and you know what that offense did? That offense adjusted, and we saw it in the Super Bowl when he was the defense coordinator for Philadelphia. When you don't adjust, you're gonna lose that lead because your defense just can't keep getting stops the way it was. Because once that offense starts adjusting things, you need to start to adjust to things, and he just didn't happen. Marvin Harrison had a really underwhelming debut. We saw that open pass at the very end of the game to win the game for the Cardinals that wasn't thrown. But I don't blame Kyler Murray for that, obviously, because he was getting pressured immediately. You know what I'm saying? You saw the corner come back down, crash down, because Kyler
Yeah.
Murray is out there running for his life, like almost every other play. But like the offense was stagnant in the second half. That's not Jonathan Gannon's fault, because Jonathan Gannon is obviously not the offensive coordinator. But there's no excuse for the defense to come up and score 38 points like that, and like just or 34 points or 30 points, whatever, 31 points, just like that. Like you're the head coach of this team, bro. Like you're the defensive coordinator. You run that defense. Make adjustments. The same thing that Philadelphia wanted you to do in Philadelphia, you got to do here too. You got to make them adjustments,
Yeah.
brother. That's how you win games. Like that was a game you should have won. I'm not gonna lie, that's a game you should have won right there. So starting
Most
off on a loss
definitely.
with a game you should have won is sickening, man.
And it's kind of scary for like future games too, because I honestly think that this Cardinals team can compete this year,
That's
and they're
I,
in a tough
I agree.
they're in a tough division, especially being in the West with the Rams, Seahawks, and the Niners. But this team can definitely compete, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, like
For
it's
sure.
looking good for them. The offensive line didn't look too. I mean, they didn't look too bad until the second half. I'm still a fan of Paris Johnson. They need to get Marvin Harrison more involved. You literally
Yeah.
had the third pick on him, so get him more involved. But this team can definitely be one of those teams to maybe sneak into the playoffs. I'm not gonna lie.
Hopefully that chemistry starts building up throughout the weeks, which it obviously will between him and Kyler. But obviously you would want to see him more involved instead of one reception for 8 yards or whatever it was.
Yeah, bro. Like that was so dead.
And
But we're gonna go ahead and get into. Oh,
I
what'd
got
you have?
one more game, and I just want to say that the Baltimore Ravens. I love your team. I think you're a great team. That offensive line will be the death of you this season, right? We saw Lamar
Oh
fighting
yeah,
for
for
his
sure.
life every single play that game, and like Lamar shouldn't have had a scramble as much as he did. He had 100 yards on the ground, 200 yards in the air. Should have won that game, but it's Lamar. A lot of times Lamar left the pocket early, but I don't blame him because he thought he was gonna get pressured because you've been getting bullied all game, right? You feel me? So Derrick Henry, you saw he didn't have as much push as he did like a couple years ago, which we kind of expected at this stage of his career. But he's still Derrick Henry, you feel me? If you give him those open lanes, he's gonna go through them. But they couldn't get no push after that first drive, and Derrick Henry scored that first touchdown. That offensive line just looked dead. I don't know what happened. It just got killed.
Yeah, and honestly, that ruins all the rhythm that you have as an offense. Honestly, I mean, whenever it was just bad to watch, bro, and it sucks to see Lamar get pressured. Whenever you see him run out every play, it's just gonna like start the stigma again that all he can do is run. And we saw him that literally that game make so many elite passes, bro. He just looks maturing as a passer throughout like every single year, and literally he's just not running as much anymore. Especially whenever he won his first MVP. But we're gonna go ahead and get to our next topic, and it is A-Rod enough to help the Jets win it all? And I don't know if we have different opinions on this, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask you first. But how do you think this can happen, Jerry, sir? If you think this can happen,
I'm gonna say it's a cool maybe. I'll lean more towards the yes than the no's because it's still Aaron Rodgers. But we're watching the game tonight. It obviously showed me that offensive line still needs to be better. They obviously improved over the offseason, but especially against that 49er defense, we saw them struggle quite a bit. And Aaron Rodgers, he wasn't getting sacked left and right, but he was definitely getting pressured left and right. And the offensive play calling wasn't helping that much either. I didn't see any routes really help get the receivers open until late in the third, and then that's when we saw the free play to Alan Lazard to lead to the touchdown.
good game by him.
That
Yeah,
was a dot. That was a dot because he had a horrible first half. He had one drop. He had no catches going into the second half. Then
the
bro
whole
had two
team was horrible
touchdowns
first
in
half.
the second half. So it was and like honestly, I didn't even think that the 49ers played that well till the second half either. Like I don't think Brock Purdy played crazy. Like his stats will show he'll have 200 like something yards. He didn't play that good, and honestly, that run game was killing them though. That run game was killing them. So the only thing that really is gonna help, because I think Aaron Rodgers, if he has the right piece around him, he'll do what he needs to do, and he'll win you those games, and he could take you the chip, honestly. But the run game being as bad as it was, because let me see who it is. Jordan Mason, not even Christian McCaffrey. Jordan Mason, right? Christian McCaffrey was out with a calf injury. Jordan Mason had 28 carries, 147 yards, and a touchdown. And Debo also had a rushing touchdown. Like that's two rushing touchdowns, and the running back at 150 yards himself on the ground. That can't happen going forward, especially if you're an elite defense like the Jets are. Like whatever you have to do, get that Hassan Reddick deal done, because you need someone like him on that defensive line to rush the quarterback. And then you'll take a lot of pressure off the interior defensive linemen. So whenever you have that threat of the outside pressure, whenever they run that ball, they're gonna have because you're not gonna want to pass the ball as much because you got Hassan Reddick coming off the edge, threatening that. And you got DJ Reed, you got is it Michael Carter, the other corner, and you have Sauce
Yeah,
Gardner, obviously. That's a
yeah,
secondary you don't want to throw to either. But when you have no pressure on the D line, because your best pass rusher is holding out because you promised him a new contract and you haven't gave him a new contract, that's the issue, and that's going to lead them to. And then look, that was letting everything open up. The pass game opened up. When the pass game opened up, the run game opened up. When that run game opened up, it vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Jets defense needs that elite rusher like Hassan Reddick to kind of bring it together again. But I think that Aaron Rodgers, because we saw he still has it. Like Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers. It's just I think he does have I think it was a bad first week. I do think he has what it takes to lead him to the chip. What about you?
I'm gonna agree with you. I think he can help this team win it all, and they have a solid defense. They have a solid offense too. He had two big throws tonight, no turnover worthy plays. Still came up with the L, but I mean, it is what it is. They played bad the first quarter, obviously, and how the rest of the game unfolded. I mean, the second half and the rest of the first half just didn't look like. I mean, of course, Lazard has 2 touchdowns, but other than that, it just didn't look too good, especially defensively.
Hmm.
And I think my biggest thing with this game, I just think the Jets were just outcoached.
Hmm.
Like the players are doing the most they can. They definitely got outcoached. They didn't do much offense personnel wise. I mean, they're literally throwing 2 yard dump offs, and it turns into 10 plus games, as in the 49ers. Like, defensively, they're literally guarding these 2 yard routes and can't tackle. They're arm tackling, averaging 6 yards per carry up the middle. Up the middle, Jaden. Like, that's insane. And we saw on the touchdown, literally just halfback dive, and
Hmm.
you have tight ends coming from the right side, and everyone just like wipes the Jets, bro. And he took that right cut and scored easy. Like, it's just crazy to think about. Like, that shouldn't be happening at all. But whenever you give up 6 yards, whenever between the guards, bro, under the center, like it really doesn't matter what you do, bro. Nothing else really matters whenever you're giving up 6 yards per carry up the middle.
Hmm.
Because if that happens, you can do whatever you want.
Exactly.
Like there's nothing to stop that. And I'll agree with you. Pass rush was lacking so much. Hassan Reddick just come back to the Panthers. We lost Derek Brown.
He's never going
Speaking
back.
of, he's like tore his MCL. He's gonna be out for the season.
Hmm.
I'm so sick.
Team was cooked.
But yeah, what I think the Jets need to do. Again, you said this. It's week 1. Wipe it off. Move on. They got done with the hardest game on their schedule.
Hmm.
They're going. All of their games from now are easier than the 49ers, and they'll make a statement soon.
Yeah,
So
they're
I'm really
playing
not sure.
Tennessee this week. It should be a really good showing for Aaron Rodgers and that offense. But never say never. We don't want to see A-Rod standing like this after a pick six.
To Jonathan Owens. But yeah, bro. I mean, that's just my 2 cents on it, bro. I mean, like the Jets, they looked bad, but they'll look better, bro. I can't name you a team that hasn't looked bad against the 49ers in the first 6 weeks besides the Cleveland Browns whenever they beat the 49ers in like week 6. So like that's literally all I can tell y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and get into our games of the week this week. I'm gonna go ahead and have you go through yours first. I feel like there's a lot of interesting games this week,
Hmm.
honestly. I feel like week 2 is a pretty good week.
And I'm surprised, y'all. Philadelphia is not on my list this week. I know a lot of people. I wanted to put it, but after watching the Falcons lose to the Steelers, I was like, yeah, primetime Kirk is not really interesting me right now. But my first game of the week is the Rams at the Cardinals because we got done talking about the Cardinals earlier. We're talking about how they could be a really good team, a decent team in this NFC division. And even though it's tough competition, I think that this will be a better showcase for them. Especially because, like, yes, Matt Stafford is still a good quarterback. He's nowhere near as elite as Josh Allen. But the only thing is, Sean McVay is a better coach than what's his name?
Gannon,
Not Gannon. Well, yeah, Gannon obviously, but old dude from the Bills. I forgot his name.
Sean McDermott.
Yeah, McDermott. Thank you. Um, McVay is a better coach than McDermott. So you got outcoached by McDermott. You gonna get outcoached by Sean McVay. So that's my biggest concern. Unfortunately, my boy Puka Nakua will not be playing. He just got put on IR, so he won't be back until at least week 5. But Cooper Kupp had tied his career high for receptions, and he had 147 yards against the Lions, and that was a really good game on Monday night. Was it Monday? Yeah, Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football. It was a really good game. Went into overtime, and then obviously they couldn't pull it out because they didn't get the ball in overtime. But I think that Rams team is really good. But they can only go as far as Matt Stafford can take them, and Matt Stafford's really on or off in these games, especially we've seen in the last couple of years after winning the Super Bowl. So you never know what kind of Matt Stafford you're gonna get. But I think that defense is pretty solid. Obviously they don't have Aaron Donald no more, but I still think that defense unit is pretty decent. They just got Cameron Curl. Cameron Curl had a pretty good game against the Lions, and I think that I don't think their corners are as strong though, so I think Marvin Harrison should have a pretty good game against those DBs. But I think that should be an interesting game to watch. I also have the Colts and the Packers. It would have been so much better if Jordan Love was playing. Unfortunately, he got hurt at the end of the game in Philadelphia. And stop blaming Jalen Carter on that. That was not Jalen Carter's fault. What's it called? It was a football play. Honestly, like no shot. Like I hope Jordan Love has a speedy recovery. I think Jordan Love did a little bit too much and kind of put him in himself in a bad situation where it unfortunately led to his injury. But I don't want to get that off my chest. Stop like giving Jalen Carter death threats and stuff like that. It's not his fault. You know what I'm saying? He did what he was supposed to on that play. You feel me?
Bro, seeing the post, he said he was getting hit with slurs was actually insane.
Like it wasn't like if you watched the game, you would know it's not his fault. And like people just bugging, bro. But after Colts and the Packers, Anthony Richardson played really well. I won't say really well. He played well against the Texans. Almost came out with a dub against that team. The Texans looked really good. You know what I'm saying? C.J. Stroud paused, but no diddy. He was on his knees throwing dots for first downs. That was bro was literally on his knees and he threw a dot. I was like, bro, what is happening right now, bro? Is this football? This is football, brother.
On third down too. On third down too.
I thought it was
bro.
fourth down, bro.
Oh, was it?
I think it was fourth.
Yeah, then I swear like that was supposed to be down, but I figured you got to get like touched.
Yeah, it's not college, brother. You got to be touched for that, or he has to give himself up. He didn't give himself up. So yeah, I think that Colts team is gonna be pretty solid this year. I don't think they're gonna win the division or anything like that. I think they could sneak into the wild card though. I really do believe that. I think this team is good enough to do that. But I think that team, the only thing that really is my concern about this game, because I think it should be a pretty good game, unless Malik Willis does Malik Willis things. He has like 300 total yards in his career, 0 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. If he can play a competent game, this should be a good game. If not, the Colts will run away with this one. Because Josh Jacobs, I don't know if it was just because of that field in Brazil, but he did not look great in week 1. You know what I'm saying? Really underwhelming.
He kind of did better he did better in the second half, but I mean that was like about
not
it.
really though. Like he did better, but it was like I think his backup did a lot better than he did that whole game. Whatever his name is, but what's it called? I think it should be a good game. Josh Jacobs should get a lot more of the workload this week, the next few weeks, because Jordan Love has that injury. So I think it should be a good game. I want to see how Anthony Richardson plays against that secondary, because that secondary is insane. Xavier McKinney, Jair Alexander, dogs. You feel me? And the last game I have is the Bucks at the Lions. 2 quarterbacks that were traded from their previous team, and then everyone thought their careers were over with. And both these quarterbacks defied expectations, and they're back, playing great football. Baker Mayfield last week, you said it earlier, he had a great game. He had like 4 incompletions, bro, and like 3 tuds or whatever. Like Baker Mayfield was going crazy. Jared Goff, he had that interception, I think, in the third quarter of the game against the Rams. But I think he played a pretty good game. And he led them on that one drive at the end of the game that ultimately led them into going to overtime with some really good throws, especially to Jameson Williams, who's going to have a breakout season if he can stay healthy. We saw how happy he was after week 1 getting that game ball. Talking about he going to sleep with it because he never got a game ball in Bama or nothing like that. So what's it called? Jameson Williams should have a good game. Amon-Ra should have a better game, I think, because he had a
Bro, he sold my fantasy, bro.
He had a sleeper game. He had a sleeper week. So did Sam Laporta. He had some big plays, but fantasy-wise, did not play as great as he could have. But I think that should be another really good game. Jalen, I hope that the Panthers are not back on your games of the week. But I don't know. Let's find out. Jalen, what are your games of the week?
First off, I want to say the Chargers at Panthers. No, I'm kidding. But I'm about to piggyback off what you said, actually. I had the Bucks at the Lions.
Okay.
And I just say that because, like, Bucks were on an offensive clinic this past weekend. So with the Lions, I love the environment. I think this is another playoff matchup that they just had last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to be a big game for both teams to see what both teams are about, honestly. And I know we've seen the Lions in the NFC Championship last year, but I want to see that look that with the Bucks without Dave Canales at OC. Because before Dave Canales got there, I mean, Baker Mayfield didn't look too crazy. He gets there, revives Baker. Next game I want to talk about, Seahawks versus Patriots. This Mike McDonald defense has a new look, y'all. Literally, like, first play, they done hit stick the wide receiver. Everyone going crazy. Like, these boys are here. But then you see the Pats sitting there. Okay, cool. They go and beat the Bengals. What's it called? What was the score? Like 16? They beat them by
16-10.
That's where they beat them. Yeah. And Ramondre Stevenson, crazy game by him too, running the ball. I'm seeing because like I think Tariq Woolen and who's their other corner, Devon Witherspoon.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them were, I think, the highest graded corners this week according to PFF. They had a crazy game, and I want to see what the Pats are going to do. I want to see if they're going to have Jacoby Brissett throw that ball more. They're going to keep running up the middle. We can see more action with Byron Murphy. Bro, that man's a freak, bro. I don't think we ever talked about his tweets, but literally, we'll just move past that, bro. But my last game is going to be the Bills and the Dolphins. Did the Dolphins win this past weekend?
Mm-hmm.
I forget. Yeah, 1-0 Dolphins, 1-0 Bills. And seeing the Bills win their game kind of made me have more faith in them, especially with this game. Miami didn't look too crazy this week. I'm not going to lie. And I think if the Bills can kind of lock that down, I think the Bills will honestly win that game. the Bills kind of own the Dolphins. I'm not going to lie.
But that again comes to the weapons to see what Josh Allen can do, because this is a better secondary than the Cardinals. So should be interesting.
Most definitely. And Jalen Ramsey had a good game too. I'm not going to lie. Besides like a couple plays, he had a pretty good game. But y'all know what's about to come next. We're going to go ahead into our top 5 teams of the week. I'm going to go ahead and say mine first. Mine really didn't change besides 2 teams. And at number 5, I'm going to go from 5 to 1. I have the Philadelphia Eagles. And I know they were at 4 last week. I can't say that they looked better than any of these teams that I saw play this week. And you can look at me all you want. I know it's true. You should know it's true. Yeah, you looking away. But at number 4, I got the Ravens. Even though they took an L, it literally took a 5-minute instant replay to figure out that they lost. But number 3, Lions took care of business at home, sent Stafford home crying. And at number 2, San Fran, they just won tonight, 32-19.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, Kansas City won the game. I won't say. I mean, what else can you really say about this team? They did what they had to, like they always do. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. At number 5, I have the Lions. They weren't in my list last week, but they're here now. You know, close win. Obviously, they were on the borderline. They were on the border last week. They got that win. So it just made sense to bring them up, you know, into the list. And excuse me. Number 4, I have the Houston Texans. They went up a spot with Baltimore losing. I think that Texans team played really good. Stephon Diggs was a great addition. Oh my goodness, I keep on burping. The 2 touchdowns from Stephon Diggs. You know, Stephon Diggs showing you, hey, he's still there. Everybody was getting involved. Tank Dell was getting involved. Not as involved as I would like to see having him on my fantasy team. He still got a cool, you know, I think it was 4 receptions for 48 yards or something like that. Not too bad. Nico Collins had a great game. And Stephon Diggs obviously with a great game. Joe Mixon also had a great game. So I think as the weeks go on, that team will continue to click. That chemistry will just get better and better. And I'm excited to see what will come from this team. Number 3, Philadelphia. That defense looked great. That offense looked great. The only thing that didn't look great was Jalen Hurts. That's why they moved down the spot. I had him at 2 last time. I understand that they're going down. You know what I'm saying? I understand why. You know what I'm saying? I can't move them down from that 3 spot. I just think I just like everything that's been happening right now. Maybe I'm just I'm blinded by bias right there, but I still think, looking at it overall, I think they played a pretty good game. Number two, I hate them so much. I wish they weren't. I really hope that they lost, but I have the San Francisco 49ers. I was really expecting the San Fran decline, the drop off to happen this year. I thought Brandon Ayuk was getting traded. I thought I thought I thought Brock Purdy was gonna fall off a cliff. I thought Trenton Williams is not gonna play and hold out the rest of the season. But
You can blame Ricky
damn,
Pearsall for that.
God, bro, like, why are you guys still good? That's the only why. Why can't y'all be bad? Why can't y'all just
They're well
suck?
coached, bro. You got good
Why can't you just suck?
players.
They're well coached until the Super Bowl, and then Kyle Shanahan always gets out coached. You know.
Against like a top 5 coach of all time.
Number one, I have obviously Philadelphia. They're one and number three. So good night. Um, ob-
Good night, America.
obviously, I got the Kansas City Chiefs. You said it. They just went out there, beat Baltimore Ravens, a really good football team, for the first game of the season. Coming off a Super Bowl win, we were wondering how these new weapons would look. I like seeing that Juju Smith did not play very well. I love watching him struggle. Xavier Worthy, you are worthy, very worthy. He had
Odin's son.
Xavier Oldenson.
No,
Um,
for real.
Bro had one rushing touchdown and showed off that 4.2 140 speed. You know what I'm saying? Bro was off to the races. No one was touching him. He was gone. He had a lot of good routes. I think he had a deep ball down the right sideline late in the game, or like halfway through the game. He just looked good. People were saying how his size would affect his game in the NFL. I heard that pregame. I was like, last time I said something about size in the NFL, that was about Devontae Smith, and you see how good Devontae Smith is now. Let's see how well he plays throughout the rest of the weeks, because obviously it's week one, so it could be, Jalen Reagor played great week one against the Commanders his rookie year. So
Oh man.
you never you never know how good you never know how good a rookie could be after 1 week. Let's say that. So I do not think that Xavier Worthy is Jalen Reagor. All right, say that Jalen Reagor is currently not on the football team right now for a reason. Um, but yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs team is the real deal. Trent McDuffie played great. Whoever that other corner was across from Trent McDuffie played great. I know the Chiefs have put in a really good job at drafting DBs in the last couple draft classes. They got some solid safeties back there too. They got like a lot. Most of this team has been built from the draft. They really haven't really acquired anybody like that, like except for Hollywood Brown and a couple pieces on their. No, Orlando Brown's not on the Chiefs no more. He's on the Bengals. But most of their guys is really just homebred guys. You feel me? Guys that they got from the draft and just developed. So,
Not for real. They got Creed Humphrey. He's a dog. Joe
mhm.
Thuney. They had Kingsley start. Like I said, he didn't look too crazy. I don't think Thuney looked too crazy either. I think he let up some bad plays against that D line.
Mhm.
However, Creed Humphrey looked good. Trey Smith, he's all right. Jawan Taylor at right tackle. He always has those moments where he's literally getting called an illegal formation on him every play. So, I mean, it is what it
Mhm.
is. But, I mean, this is an offensive line that at least 4 of them have been playing with each other for a year now.
Mhm.
So, they can only get better.
And you know who keeps getting better too, which is sickening? Isaiah Pacheco. Every year I see him, he gets better and better. Now bro's just angry at everything. Like
Nah,
bro,
for
bro, bro
real.
went to the sideline, threw up mid drive, got back on the field and scored a touchdown. Like,
That's the type of grit you need on your fantasy team, bro.
yeah, but not on the Kansas City Chiefs, bro. I'm tired of this shit. I want them to lose.
That's funny, bro.
But yeah, they're number one, obviously reasons. Just Patrick Mahomes, if you listen to me, I have you I have you and I have Travis Kelce on my fantasy team. That shit that happened week 1 better not happen again. All right, y'all both better do good this next couple weeks. All right, for the rest of the season, just target each other.
Isaiah Pacheco, keep scoring.
What else? Oh, you know what I totally forgot about? Because totally forgot. Jadeveon Clowney's on the Panthers, isn't he?
Yes.
I totally forgot about that. I was going to ask, is he still on the Ravens? I was like, no, he went to a new team, didn't he? And I was like, oh snap, bro is on the Panthers. And you know what? I didn't remember him because he didn't do shit week 1 against the Saints, against the New Orleans Derek Carrs.
Chill, bro. My team, they're just so cooked, bro.
All right.
Didn't do anything.
Hopefully, sometime this season the Panthers are top 5. Will it happen? Probably not. But
Probably. I mean, it was just week 1, bro. Bryce Young's about to show everybody, bro. Oh my goodness, Bryce Young. Come on now, brother. We about to go crazy.
all right, I can't wait till week 9 and we're doing our mid-season award predictions. I can't wait.
Oh my goodness. Comeback player of the year, Bryce Young.
Comeback player of the year is definitely going to be Ricky Pearsall.
Bro, it's definitely gonna be, bro.
But that's all I got to say. I'm good for the day. Philly, we up. You know what I'm saying? Undefeated. Um,
Most definitely. And I am too. But that's all we got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure to tune in on Friday and next Tuesday for another sports episode. Back whenever the Panthers are 1-1.
Oh yeah, I
Boom.
forgot. Y'all played the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh, your arch nemesis.
Bro, my arch nemesis, Jim Harbaugh. It's over. And bro, if we do, please no.
Bro lost to
I'm
him when
tired
he
of
was
it.
at Michigan. Bro came to the NFL to beat your NFL team. That's real hatred right there. Bro knows who you are. Bro has to know.
My team beat him more though. I'm chilling. He won like 3 times. We chilling now. But yeah, bro. I mean, appreciate y'all for tuning in. We will see y'all next week.
All right, see y'all next week, Philly.